Sold out in minutes, fans screaming every lyric, thousands of flashlights filling stadiums across the world. But somehow, people online keep asking the same haunting question. Where's Jessica Caban? Before we get into the story, drop a comment right now and tell us what you really think. Is Bruno Mars happier keeping his relationship private during the romantic tour? Or are fans noticing signs that something feels different this year? And if you love celebrity news, entertainment updates, and viral relationship stories, make sure you stay until the end because the story takes an emotional turn nobody expected. The romantic tour has officially become one of the biggest global concert events of the year. From Los Angeles to Tokyo, from London to Singapore, tickets disappeared almost instantly. Fans crashed ticketing websites. Resale prices exploded online. Extra dates had to be added after entire stadiums sold out within hours. Social media timelines have been flooded with viral clips of Bruno Mars performing under massive lights, dancing across giant stages, and delivering emotional performances that fans are already calling legendary. But while the music world celebrates the overwhelming success of the romantic tour, another conversation has quietly taken over the internet. A conversation that keeps growing louder after every concert. Because despite all the excitement, despite the sold-out crowds and non-stop applause, fans cannot stop noticing one thing missing from the entire tour atmosphere: Jessica Caban. For years, Jessica Caban has been seen by many fans as one of the most important people in Bruno Mars' private life. Even though the couple always kept their relationship extremely low-key, their rare appearances together created a powerful image online. Fans admired how they avoided unnecessary drama, stayed away from constant media attention, and protected their relationship from Hollywood chaos. That privacy became part of their identity. But now, during the massive global success of the romantic tour, fans are beginning to question why Jessica Caban has remained almost completely absent from the spotlight surrounding Bruno Mars' biggest tour era in years. The speculation exploded after multiple concerts passed without any public appearance from Jessica Caban. Normally, celebrity fans might ignore something like this, but in today's social media culture, even the smallest detail becomes a trending topic. TikTok creators started posting side-by-side comparisons between previous Bruno Mars tour moments and the current romantic tour era. Twitter users began analyzing backstage photos, VIP sections, and fan recordings searching for clues. Reddit threads filled with theories asking whether the couple intentionally stepped away from public attention, or whether something deeper might be happening behind the scenes. And suddenly, a tour that was supposed to be entirely about music transformed into one of the internet's biggest celebrity mystery stories. Some fans believe the answer is actually simple. They argue that Bruno Mars and Jessica Caban have always valued privacy above everything else. According to this theory, the couple may simply want to avoid becoming the center of gossip during such an important tour. In a world where celebrity relationships are constantly exposed online, many fans think Bruno Mars could be protecting something meaningful by keeping his personal life hidden. But not everyone agrees. Other fans point to the emotional atmosphere surrounding several performances during the romantic tour. Viral clips showing Bruno Mars singing romantic ballads with unusually intense emotion quickly spread across social media platforms. Comments flooded in almost instantly. Something feels different. He looks emotional lately. This tour feels more personal than ever. And those comments only added fuel to the rumors. Then came another moment that pushed the conversation into overdrive. During one sold-out concert, fans noticed Bruno Mars pausing briefly before performing one of his most emotional love songs. The crowd screamed. Cameras zoomed in. Online fan pages immediately began reposting the clip with dramatic captions suggesting the performance carried hidden meaning connected to Jessica Caban. Within hours, millions of views poured in. Suddenly, entertainment blogs everywhere started covering the growing fan theories. Was Bruno Mars secretly going through relationship struggles while continuing the biggest tour of his career? Or were fans simply creating narratives out of ordinary emotional performances? Nobody knew for sure, and that uncertainty became the reason the story kept spreading. Meanwhile, the romantic tour itself continued dominating headlines around the world. Every new city brought another sold-out arena. Every concert generated viral fan videos. Critics praised Bruno Mars for his stage presence, live vocals, and ability to connect emotionally with massive crowds. Some fans even called this the strongest performance era of his entire career. But ironically, the bigger the tour became, the louder the questions about Jessica Caban grew. At one point, social media users even noticed that some celebrity couples connected to major tours often make supportive public appearances during important career moments. That observation triggered another wave of online discussion asking why Jessica Caban remained almost invisible throughout this massive global event. And that's when the internet truly split into two sides. One side believed fans should respect privacy and stop overanalyzing every detail. They argued that healthy relationships do not need constant public appearances for validation. Many pointed out that Bruno Mars has always avoided turning his personal life into entertainment headlines. But the other side believed silence itself was becoming part of the story. Because in celebrity culture, absence often creates more attention than presence. As the debate intensified, fan pages began revisiting old interviews, past red carpet moments, and rare social media interactions between Bruno Mars and Jessica Caban. Nostalgic edits flooded TikTok. Emotional background music played over montage videos showing happier public moments from previous years. The internet turned memories into evidence, and evidence into speculation. Then something unexpected happened. A backstage source connected to entertainment gossip pages reportedly claimed that Bruno Mars has been fully focused on the pressure and responsibility of making the romantic tour successful worldwide. According to the rumor, the demanding schedule left very little room for public relationship appearances or media attention unrelated to the concerts themselves. And for many fans, that explanation suddenly made sense. After all, the romantic tour is not just another concert series. It is one of the most ambitious entertainment productions of the year. Massive choreography, international travel, constant rehearsals, endless press attention. The physical and emotional pressure behind a global tour of this scale is enormous. Still, even with that explanation, curiosity online refused to disappear. Because fans are emotionally invested not only in Bruno Mars the superstar, but also in the love story they believe has quietly existed behind the scenes for years. And maybe that emotional investment explains why this conversation keeps trending. People are not just watching concerts anymore. They are searching for meaning behind expressions, lyrics, pauses, and moments of silence. Every performance becomes part concert, part emotional investigation. Then came the biggest twist of all. During a recent stop on the romantic tour, fans noticed Bruno Mars smiling during a crowd interaction after someone shouted Jessica Caban's name from the audience. The moment lasted only seconds, but that tiny reaction instantly exploded across social media. Some fans called it proof everything was perfectly fine. Others claimed it was intentionally vague. But regardless of interpretation, one thing became clear immediately. The world is still fascinated by Bruno Mars and Jessica Caban. And maybe that fascination says more about modern celebrity culture than the relationship itself. Because sometimes the less celebrities reveal, the more the public wants to know. As the romantic tour continues breaking records around the world, fans remain divided between respecting privacy and searching for hidden answers. Yet through all the speculation, one reality remains undeniable. Bruno Mars continues delivering some of the most talked about performances of the year, while Jessica Caban's mysterious absence has unintentionally become one of the tour's biggest side stories. Maybe there is no scandal. Maybe there is no breakup. Even as the romantic tour keeps smashing records across the globe, fans online are becoming more obsessed with every tiny detail surrounding Bruno Mars and Jessica Caban. And strangely enough, the more successful the tour becomes, the more emotional the conversations online start to feel. At first, most people thought the rumors would disappear after a few concerts. They didn't. Instead, the speculation somehow became even bigger. Every new city on the tour created another viral moment. Fans camping outside stadiums began posting videos hoping to spot Bruno Mars arriving backstage. Paparazzi photos spread within minutes across entertainment accounts. Fan edits started appearing almost faster than the concerts themselves. But despite the endless cameras surrounding one of the world's biggest entertainers, Jessica Caban continued remaining almost completely out of sight. And for the internet, silence always creates questions. Some fans began wondering whether the intense pressure of global fame may have changed the couple's approach to privacy entirely. Others believed Bruno Mars intentionally separated his personal life from the romantic tour because he wanted the focus to remain on the music, not celebrity gossip. But then, another unexpected moment pushed the story even further. During one concert, Bruno Mars reportedly changed the emotional delivery of a song that longtime fans know extremely well. Videos posted online showed him slowing down certain lyrics while the crowd sang along loudly in the background. TikTok creators immediately zoomed into his facial expressions, creating dramatic edits suggesting the performance carried hidden emotional meaning. Within hours, hashtags connected to Bruno Mars and Jessica Caban started trending again. And suddenly, fans weren't just talking about concerts anymore. They were trying to decode emotions. One viral comment received hundreds of thousands of likes after saying, "You can have the biggest tour in the world and still feel lonely." That single sentence spread across multiple platforms because people felt it perfectly captured the emotional atmosphere surrounding the rumors. Whether true or not, the internet had already created a storyline bigger than reality itself. And that storyline continued evolving every single day. Meanwhile, insiders close to the entertainment industry started discussing how exhausting global tours can become behind the scenes. Endless flights, constant rehearsals, time zone changes, pressure from media coverage, expectations from millions of fans. For artists at Bruno Mars' level, maintaining personal balance while handling worldwide fame is almost impossible. That perspective caused some fans to rethink everything. Maybe Jessica Caban's absence wasn't dramatic at all. Maybe staying away from the spotlight was actually a form of support. Maybe privacy itself became the strongest way to protect their relationship from public pressure. But social media rarely stays calm for long. Soon after, another theory exploded online after fans noticed that several romantic songs during the romantic tour seemed visually darker compared to older performances. Stage lighting, camera angles, slower pacing, emotional close-ups. People immediately began connecting artistic choices to rumors surrounding Bruno Mars' personal life. And once again, nobody knew what was real anymore. That uncertainty became addictive for audiences online. Entertainment channels began producing detailed breakdowns of concert footage. TikTok detectives compared lyrics from old interviews with current performances. Some fans even analyzed Bruno Mars' body language during live shows, searching for clues hidden in gestures and expressions. The internet transformed into one giant investigation. But in the middle of all the speculation, one important reality kept standing out. Bruno Mars never directly addressed any of the rumors. And somehow, that silence made everything even louder. Because in celebrity culture, people often interpret silence however they want. Some fans respected his decision not to feed online gossip. They praised him for staying focused on music instead of responding to every rumor circulating online. Others argued that public curiosity naturally grows when famous couples disappear from the spotlight during major career moments. Both sides continued debating endlessly. Then came another viral turning point that nobody expected. A fan attending one of the romantic tour concerts uploaded a short video claiming Bruno Mars appeared unusually emotional after the crowd started chanting his name between songs. The clip itself lasted less than 30 seconds, but the internet immediately attached its own meaning to the moment. Comments flooded in instantly. "He looks exhausted. He's carrying something emotionally. This doesn't feel like the same Bruno from previous tours." Of course, nobody could actually confirm any of those assumptions. But online culture no longer waits for confirmation. Emotion spreads faster than facts. And once audiences emotionally connect to a narrative, the story becomes almost impossible to stop. At the same time, support for Jessica Caban online also started growing rapidly. Many fans defended her fiercely against speculation and invasive rumors. Some pointed out how difficult it must be to maintain privacy while millions of strangers constantly discuss your relationship online. Others admired the fact that she never publicly fueled drama for attention. In today's celebrity world, that kind of silence feels rare, especially when viral attention can become profitable almost instantly. But instead of chasing headlines, Jessica Caban remained distant from the chaos, which ironically made people even more curious about her. And maybe that's the real reason this story exploded so powerfully. Mystery. Modern celebrity culture thrives on constant updates, daily posts, and non-stop visibility. But Bruno Mars and Jessica Caban built their public image in the exact opposite way. They became fascinating precisely because they revealed so little. That mystery now surrounds the romantic tour like an invisible shadow. Every sold-out concert creates two conversations happening at the same time. One conversation celebrates the music, the performances, and the massive success of the tour itself. The other conversation quietly asks the same emotional question over and over again. Why does this era feel different? Then, during another stop on the tour, Bruno Mars delivered what many fans are now calling one of his most emotional performances ever. The crowd sang every word back to him while phone lights illuminated the entire stadium like stars across the darkness. Videos from the night spread rapidly online because many viewers believed they could see genuine vulnerability in his expression. Some called it beautiful, others called it heartbreaking, and once again, social media exploded with theories connecting the performance to Jessica Caban. But perhaps the most fascinating part of this entire story is how deeply fans emotionally connect themselves to celebrity relationships. People don't just follow music anymore. They follow stories, emotions, and imagined connections behind the scenes. For many longtime fans, Bruno Mars and Jessica Caban represented stability in an entertainment industry constantly filled with public breakups and scandals. Their privacy became symbolic. Their silence became meaningful. So when that familiar image suddenly feels distant, fans naturally start searching for explanations. Still, despite all the rumors, one fact remains undeniable.